Howdy, this is Head Grandmaster Chuck. Welcome to Self-Defense Saturday. All right, so today what we want to work on is how to improve your reactions, target areas, and why there. Okay, now, when we deal with the human being to begin with, there are some common traits that all of us share when it comes to weaknesses. Such as, let's say we're dealing with the front part of the face. You're dealing with the eyes and the nose. The lips are soft tissue areas, but not necessarily highly debilitating. When you get punched in the nose, as anybody who's been punched in their nose, the first thing that happens is your eyes water tremendously. Very hard to look, very hard to focus, and it hurts a lot. Okay, hitting in the eyes, probably I would say at least 80% of all information that most of us use for defense, offense, decision-making skills, even like when we're driving, are mainly by the eyeballs themselves. Some is by hearing, some is by touching and different things, but as a general rule, the eyes are a beautiful area. Eyelids, these are good areas to affect because it affects the sight of the person. It makes it also hard for them to analyze. Very distracting. If you're dealing with the throat neck area, which is the front and the side of the neck area, we all share a certain common weakness that is in that area. Now, some of us that have built it up to be really super strong, the sides of the neck aren't necessarily receptive, but the front part of their throat is receptive. If you're dealing with general soft tissue areas, first thing that we think of, soft tissue, eyes, nose, lips, groin, let's see here, ears, hitting especially both sides of the ears, the nipples, inner thigh area. These are good soft tissue striking areas. Now, if you look for the knee area, then we're wanting to attack a couple different things. The knee joint itself, the tendons where they connect up, or moving the patella. Because if any one of those things get attacked real hard and give way, the opponent is not chasing you, is not coming after you, is not running you down. Not to say that he's not going to come back later, but these are basic areas that affect them. Now, if you're dealing with a little bit lower, raking down the shin bone, kicking the shin bone, stomping on the ankles and the top of the foot. If you've got yourself a 380-pound man who's getting ready to come on you and you're able to stomp down hard enough to break the top of his foot, he can't chase you, let alone walk. At best, he's going to do is hobble. And if you've got children or you're not a fast runner like me, then it helps if that's what their condition is, because they can't support their own weight. All right, now, then there are what you call general impressions about certain things. So let's say you're dealing with aggressive men. When you deal with aggressive men, as a general rule, you look to see, do they have any rings or piercings? Because these are things that you can rip out that are highly distracting. These are things that you can strike into and cause more bodily harm by them being there. Okay, now, when you deal with males in general, you have the groin area, which is basically the testicles is what you're really dealing with, or the big part. That hurts a lot. Contrary to what most people think that you got to hit it as hard as you can or real super hard. Not unless they're dangling. Okay? If you're punching up into him, actually light slaps, open-handed backhand slaps or slaps to the groin get a much better effect than a grab sometimes. If you're going to grab, you're looking to rip and tear and shred because you're wanting to promote swelling, which then will promote being sick to the stomach. So on men, though, on your more aggressive males, when they get hit, it has a tendency to make them very, very angry at times. If you do, and you're hitting the groin, is because you're looking for an effect of whether it's he drops his hands so his throat and neck area becomes open, or he drops his hands when you hit him in the groin, so when he does, you stick fingers in eyes. Okay, so the groin is meant for more of a setup strike or a way of handling something if it's a quick area to strike, and open-handed strikes work really well on there. Let's see here. Okay, now, when you deal with an aggressive male, as a general rule, They view females and children. Generally, they are not classified as a real threat. Let's see here, that they don't always classify as a real threat. And that's a positive thing for you, because when they do not perceive you as a threat, a lot of times when you do a quick strike, you actually can be very successful. So if you stick fingers in eyes, if you're going to go that route and you need to see, do I have a way to an exit? If I stick fingers in eyes, the basic thing I'm doing is buying time. I'm buying time to get to that door. I'm buying time to get to that knife or whatever it is, but I'm buying time with them trying to recoup on what's going on. Let's see here. So an aggressive male will have a tendency to underestimate women and children. And like I said, this is actually to your advantage because they will get in closer to you unprotected. Now, when you deal with women, women are very easy to underestimate and to not feel threatened by them, by most males or even other females, because usually females are not always predisposed for fighting back. However, when you do fight back, the element of surprise is actually in your favor. All right, now, your underage opponents, okay, such as children that gather together to form a gang and make you feel unsure of kind of what's going on, and you don't feel real safe about what's happening. They're usually rowdy, this kind of idea. Now we're dealing with underage people. So it helps really at this time to become very, very vocal at this time, because they are kids, there's a lot of times they can actually get their feelings hurt when you talk to them very aggressively. Hey, you don't do that. I'm calling your parents. I'm talking to your mom. Sometimes that will get into them. Now, when you deal with males that are 14 years old and above, the man strength has already come upon them. So therefore, they are also easy to underestimate when they're young like that. But understand, the strength of becoming a man is coming upon them, and they are growing exponentially at 14 to 16, 17 years old. Easy to underestimate them and think that they're not a threat. The idea of when we were talking about target areas and why. Soft tissues affect everyone, even somebody who is super strong, somebody who's super weak, somebody who's super clever, somebody who's not very smart and kind of doesn't react to pain the same way. There are things that still accumulate. Taking the eyes, take their vision of analyzation. Popping them in the ears affects their balance as well as hearing where you might be. Also, same thing with a liver shot. Liver shot highly is effective against anybody just in general. All right. So now with that being said, then I'm going to now take you over to Dustin, because he's going to show you how to work the speedball a little bit here and how to apply it with like eye shots and different things like that. Okay, so now we're over here by the speedball area. These things are easy to purchase. You can get them anywhere. You can even rig something up so you can practice it. The main thing is, if you got a good swivel, you're going to have a really good time with it, especially when learning. All right, so I'm going to turn you over to Dustin, who is the Joplin Studio owner on Main Street, and he's going to show you more about the speedball.
All right, so we got a speedball here. If you notice, it bounces. That's what we're going to use it for. So we're going to start off with our close-handed strikes. So we're going to start off just with the front hand like a jab. And all we're going to do is we're going to hit it, and we're looking for a 3 count. What that means is we hit the bag, it hits the board, it hits the board, it hits the board, we hit it again. Just like that. Can you hear it? Just like that. When you get where you can do it with one hand, then go to the other hand. And when you're comfortable with both hands, then we want to alternate hands and not have to change the rhythm any. It should sound exactly the same, except for like that when I messed up. Just like that. Okay? So now, let's add a back fist to it, or a back knuckle. So we're going to hit twice in a row with each hand. So we're going to go here, turn our hand over to here, and we're going just like this. And this is a nice base combination that you can use, and we can build up other ones based off of this. just like that. Okay? So from there, now, once we've got that idea, let's take some of our other strikes, because what we're going for is the timing. The strike isn't super important. We can apply all of them to it. So let's start with the palm heel, just like that. Now this one will feel a little funny at first, but when you go for eye shots, like that, it feels a little weird when you first do it, but you'll get used to it. Just like that. Okay? And then, so we've done this. Now another one we'll throw in is called a double. A double does not mean hit it with both hands at the same time. A double means we hit it, it hits the board, we hit it as soon as it comes back. Just like that. Okay? And once you can do that, work on being able to just keep them going. Just like that. Okay? So give those a try.
Okay, so that does it for Self-Defense Saturday. We will be hitting some deeper subjects like we did today, where we're just going to kind of confine it down to one little bitty topical idea. So if you want to investigate a little bit deeper, you can either stop by your nearest Mong Som Thai and kind of see a little bit more about this self-defense. But most of this is so you can do some self-studying on your own. Alrighty, so that'll do it for today, and have a good one.